Live, the morning show from CBS Local 2.
Well, good morning. Today is Thursday, January 31st. I'm Tom Tucker.
Good morning. I'm Jennifer Daniels. Let's begin with a quick look at the top stories making headlines this morning. As if flu season wasn't bad enough, health officials say we are now dealing with another illness. A nasty strain of norovirus, better known as the stomach flu, is now spreading. The norovirus is very contagious, and you can pick it up by touching almost any surface, and there's no vaccine for it.
Police say they found an arsenal of explosives guarded by booby traps inside a home in Riverside. A bomb squad was called in yesterday after police say they discovered the explosives inside a box. Officers removed the explosives and took one man into custody. Fortunately, no one was hurt.
And 3 people are in the hospital, one in critical condition after what police say may have been a drug lab explosion at a San Diego hotel. A powerful blast rocked a second-floor room at the Heritage Inn. It also started a fire that took firefighters about a half an hour to put out. Investigators say a meth lab gone wrong may have been the cause for the explosion. All 3 victims were taken to the hospital for burns. We'll have more on all of these stories coming up throughout the hour. Good morning, United States. That's what we're looking at right now, is all these temperatures in Burr. Crazy cold temperatures across the middle part of the nation. It's a big Arctic blast is set to move in, and all of that crazy cold temperatures.
Yeah, I don't like the way that purple looks there.
Hey, you know, it's right in Viking territory. It looks just fine for me, and it can stay in Viking territory. What we're waking up to right now is 49 degrees in Palm Springs. We're going to see a nice warm up today. In fact, a nice couple of days of very comfortable temperatures. I'll tell you all about it coming up with your full forecast, and that is just minutes away.
A 70-year-old gunman remains on the loose this morning in Arizona. Police in Phoenix say he opened fire at the end of a mediation session with his attorney yesterday, killing 1 person and injuring 2 more.
Workers in nearby businesses hid after hearing the gunfire, but officers say the gunman took off. Authorities have identified him as Arthur Harmon and say he is considered armed and dangerous.
In Alabama, police are still trying to negotiate the safe release of a 5-year-old boy taken hostage on Tuesday. Officers say a man took the boy off a school bus after shooting and killing the driver. 21 other students managed to get away safely. SWAT teams are now stationed outside a bunker where the gunman is holding the boy. Authorities say the man was due in court yesterday on charges that he shot at his neighbors during a fight last month.
An emotional plea from a former congresswoman and shooting victim kicked off gun control talks on Capitol Hill. As Danielle Nottingham reports, Gabrielle Giffords had strong words for senators yesterday as they met to discuss new laws aimed at curbing gun violence.
Former Congresswoman Gabrielle Giffords had some difficulty getting the words out, but her message to lawmakers was clear.
The time is now. You must act.
Giffords came to Capitol Hill with her husband, retired astronaut Mark Kelly. Kelly said a ban on large-capacity magazines may have prevented the gunman who injured his wife from taking 6 lives.
When he tried to reload one 33-round magazine with another 33-round magazine, he dropped it. And a woman named Patricia Maish grabbed it, and it gave bystanders a time to tackle him.
Republican Lindsey Graham offered a counterexample of a woman who emptied her magazine, fending off an intruder.
And there can be a situation where a mother runs out of bullets because of something we do here.
Some Democratic senators have already introduced legislation to ban high-capacity magazines and assault-style weapons. Expanding background checks is also up for debate.
My problem with background checks is you're never going to get criminals to go through universal background checks.
Wayne LaPierre pressed the NRA's position.
The criminals won't go to purchase the guns because there'll be a background check. We'll stop them from the original purchase. You missed that point completely. And I think it's basic.
Senator, I think you missed it.
Let there be order.
Getting any new legislation passed is expected to be difficult. There are gun rights supporters on both sides of the aisle. Danielle Nottingham, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
And in other news from Washington today, Republican Chuck Hagel will face some tough questions on Capitol Hill today. The Senate Armed Services Committee is holding a hearing today on his nomination for Secretary of Defense. The former two-term senator from Nebraska will face critics in his own party who have challenged his past comments on Israel, also his comments on Iran's building of nuclear weapons.
He simply does not understand the true basis of the U.S.-Israel alliance. And he's the same person who suggested that the United States might be able to live with the nuclear Iran.
Now, the Senate Armed Services Committee and the full Senate could vote on Hagel's confirmation as early as next week. If confirmed, Hagel would become the first Secretary of Defense who first entered military service among the ranks of the enlisted.
Well, local businesses are hoping to score big on Super Bowl Sunday. Coming up, a look at some of the preparations going on for the big game.
Plus, an elderly California man gets caught up in the middle of a bank robbery. How police say he was duped by a woman.
And up next, the dramatic endings to not one, but two car chases here in the Southland. And welcome back. A man who led police on a chase through the streets of Long Beach is now in custody.
Take a look at how it all came to an end. You see the guy getting out of the car, ripping off his shirt, and watch here as officers then shoot him with a stun gun and he hits the ground.
Officers rushed in and took him into custody. Police say the man stopped near a terminal at Long Beach Airport but didn't cause too much of a disruption for travelers. Authorities say the man may have mental issues, but it's unclear if he was taken to jail or to a hospital psychiatric ward.
And take a look at this chase that began in Rialto and took police throughout the Inland Empire. The driver plows through a railroad crossing gate there, and officers say he missed the train by just a few hundred yards.
A man who lives in the area says he saw it all happen.
We almost could tell that car is gonna run into a train over here, and next thing you know, I guess he got away.
The driver kept going, running a number of red lights and narrowly missing oncoming cars. He even went over a center median in Loma Linda to get around traffic. The driver then jumped on Interstate 10 heading east towards the Coachella Valley.
Now, police say the chase came to an end when the man's car ran out of gas in Redlands. He didn't quite get out here. They took him into custody at gunpoint. Jen, we could have a full half-hour newscast full
just
of
on chases.
People who are not very smart doing stupid things.
Crazy. Well, an elderly man in Stockton found himself in a scary situation after a woman asked to take a test drive in his car.
She kind of pulled the top of her purse open like this and leaned it toward me. She said, "Well, I got the money."
Well, it turns out police say the woman had just stolen the money from a bank. The woman previously came knocking on the 83-year-old's door a few weeks ago asking to buy his car. And to seal the deal, she then asked him to give her a lift to a Bank of America nearby.
Well, the man says he soon realized something was wrong, but that's when the woman threatened him with a gun. But police quickly surrounded the car.
They had their guns drawn as soon as they got out of the door. They had automatic shotguns and assault rifles. I know it, I could have got killed right there. They could have shot me.
Now, the man came out of the car with his hands up, and police say they then realized that he was a victim, and they quickly handcuffed the woman.
Wow, that is another crazy story.
Yeah.
All right, Super Bowl 47 is just a few days away. And are you ready to party?
Coming up this morning, see why a lot of Valley businesses are super excited about the big game.
Plus, your full hour-by-hour forecast. I got it for you. It's coming up, and we'll find out just how wonderful this day will be. Hey, this is where I get to get up and walk around and have some fun. Good morning. Temperatures right now as we're starting out, 49 degrees in Palm Springs. We've got 40 degrees currently in Thermal, so really not a bad start to the day. It felt a little bit milder getting out and not having to crank the heat up in the car driving in. A little bit of a breeze, not very much, very light winds right now. We anticipate this to be the case for the greater part of the day, but by afternoon, we may see the winds kick a little into higher gear, especially through the pass area. area. Pick up a little bit of a breeze, but for the most part, for the greater part of the day, we're going to see light winds in most locations throughout the Coachella Valley. Well, our day planner today, 62 degrees. We'll call it mild. We're going to enjoy beautiful blue skies today. Very comfortable conditions. 62 degrees at 10 o'clock. Warmer still by 2 o'clock this afternoon. Now, yesterday we made it up to about 69 degrees, so it was just shy of where we should be for this time of year. Now, 73 putting us over the mark of normalcy, and 68 degrees in comfortable conditions for this evening, so it might be a great night for a little stroll outside. What's happening is high pressure is expanding over the western half of the United States. Now, this is great news because all of this activity, storm activity, colder temperatures, is staying to the north of us. And what we're seeing is this area that is, well, enveloped in nothing but clear skies. However, by the weekend, we're going to see a little disturbance here to the south of us. It's going to pull in some moisture. That area of high pressure over the Great Basin is going to pull that moisture in. So we'll see some high-level clouds coming into play. But what we can expect for the next, say, 24 hours is not much as far as cloud coverage. In fact, very nice conditions. Here's how it looks for the next 7 days. We'll enjoy 74 degrees for our afternoon high today. But look at the numbers. They go up even more so tomorrow. We're doing it in like 3-degree increments. So tomorrow, sunshine in store. The winds will be picking up, like I said, later this afternoon and taking us into Friday. And then some high clouds over the weekend. But because it's warmer moisture that's coming in to create those clouds, temperatures aren't really going to be affected too greatly. But we'll start off the week looking good, and then another disturbance comes by midweek, and that just could bring us down. Might even produce some shower activity.
Well, that'll be nice for a change.
Yeah, we get it like once every other week. It's nice. Just about the point where you get your car where you like it.
Yeah.
Then we get a little dirty rain.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, it's okay. We'll keep the car wash places in business. All right, the gas prices continue to rise, up another 4 cents overnight in the Inland Empire.
Let's try and save you some money. How about it? With a look at the lowest gas price we could find here in the desert. $3.53. That's what we found at the Food for Less on Grapefruit near Avenue 49 in Coachella.
And you can always find the lowest prices around the valley on our handy dandy website. Just log on to cbslocal2.com and click on the gas tracker. All right, the Super Bowl Sunday is almost upon us, and local businesses say they are gearing up for the big rush.
Local bars and restaurants are already decorating and preparing for the big game and the big crowds it brings. And it's not only restaurants. Party supply stores like Party Lab in Palm Springs are seeing big returns on Super Bowl decorations.
Super Bowl is after New Year's Eve, the next largest party day of the year. So it's a big one. It's not as complete, as like New Year's Eve is, but lots of decorations, plates, napkins, that sort of thing. It's a big weekend for us.
Now, the owners say so far the 49ers hold a decisive edge in supplies sold. And of course, remember to watch Super Bowl 47 right here on CBS Local 2 on Sunday. Too bad the Packers aren't playing. That's all I have to say.
Too bad.
Well, we knew the Vikings.
Too bad our teams.
We knew the Vikings weren't going to be there.
Too bad our team's choked. In boys high school basketball, Cathedral City and La Quinta go head-to-head.
And the Lakers look to get better on the road as Steve Nash returns to Phoenix for the first time since becoming a Laker. Sports is next.
Plus, which breed claims this year's title as America's top dog? Stay with us and find out.
Early risers, the Lakers seeking a 4th straight win. 2 local soccer teams wrap up championships last night, but first, our prep spotlight. CIF playoff positioning very much up in the air within the Desert Valley League, especially at the 3rd and 4th place spots. Cathedral City boys basketball entered last night in 4th place, working to keep their hopes for a home playoff game alive. The Lions visiting a very emotional La Quinta team on their senior night. The Blackhawks could use a signature win, and Abraham Torres doing everything he could to give it to him. Knocks down a 3 on the break. Cathedral City in response moments later. Look at Christian Wilson, a little hesitation, blow by, and then passes to a teammate for an easy layup. Wilson just getting going. But Torres, with time winding down in the 3rd quarter, knocks down that 3-pointer. He's all fired up, and we got a ball game, ladies and gentlemen, entering the 4th quarter. Early moments of the 4th, JoJo Wiggins, soft touch off the glass. La Quinta has a lead, and their fans starting to believe in a potential upset. But just like that, Wilson says, I'll see your Bank shot, knocks it in. We're tied again at 68. Then dagger right here. Cathedral City up by 3 now after the steal and layup from Wilson. He had 25 points. And then final chance for La Quinta. Wiggins won't go. The Lions survive an upset bid at LQ and win 71-68.
Knowing it was senior night at La Quinta, we were expecting a battle, and we definitely got it tonight. I was really proud of the fact that we have a goal of being the first team to 70 points every game, and we got there tonight, and because we got there, we were successful.
After another wild Wednesday, the Desert Valley League goes like this. Palm Springs wrapping up at least a share of the league title with a blowout win against Coachella Valley. Palm Desert second, and there's Cathedral City back in third place thanks to a loss by Xavier at Indio last night. Oh, we've got a ton of parity. This Friday night, things will only get more interesting on the local high school courts. Few can't-miss games, including Palm Desert at Palm Springs. In other prep notes, big congratulations to the following teams. The Palm Springs Boys Soccer Club wrapping up their first DVL title since 1999. On the ladies' side, the La Quinta girls soccer team earned their own league championship, and we'll call it a banner day for the Lady Blackhawks. Their girls basketball team also rocking the title of league champs. 1 week ago, the Lakers hit an all-new low, 8 games below 500. Seemingly left for dead in the Western Conference playoff discussion. Then came a change in style of play for their all-star leader Kobe Bryant. The result? A 3-game win streak for LA. Opening a 7-game road trip in Phoenix last night, Steve Nash making his return to his former club in the Valley of the Sun. He had a great view of this pass with Kobe Bryant to Dwight Howard. Throw it down, big man. The Lakers looked very good for a good deal of this game, but they could not hold a fourth quarter lead and lose. 92-86 mini win streak over. And hey, let's not forget about the Clippers as we look at the NBA scoreboard. They lead the division, for crying out loud, in Minnesota last night. They gut out a tough road win without point guard Chris Paul, 96-90. That does it for your morning sports report. Have a fantastic day, everyone. We'll see you back here on CBS Local 2 later tonight.
You know what time it is. It's time for your desert deal of the day. And today you get 3 lipo, laser, and 1 contour body wraps at the Synergy Wellness Clinic and Rejuvenation Spa in Palm Desert. You get all that for $5.97 normally, but today, woo, only $97.
All right, to take advantage and to get beautified and slimified, go to desertrealdeals.com, buy the coupon, print it out, and take it with you.
All right, the votes are in for the most popular dog in the United States. Where's the drum roll?
Here's the drum roll, and the American Kennel Club says that the Labrador Retriever remained the nation's top dog. Not too surprising there. The group released its list of most popular breeds in 2012. They released the list yesterday.
Oh, well, Labs have topped the list for, get this, 22 consecutive years, and that record is only matched by the Poodle, which used to claim the top spot.
And in case you're wondering, German Shepherds earned second place on this year's list. They were followed by the Golden Retriever, the Beagle, and the Bulldog.
I love them all.
Yeah.
They're all wonderful.
Take them all in.
Yes. Well, we had more than a dozen dogs living in this gentleman's home before Animal Rescue took them away last week.
Coming up this morning, the Palm Springs man is now sharing his side of the story. That and another look at your top stories coming up.
Live, the morning show from CBS Local 2.
It is 6:30 on this Thursday. Good morning, I'm Jennifer Daniels.
And I'm Tom Tucker. Great to have you with us. Time now for another look at your top headlines this morning. A nasty stomach bug called the norovirus is spreading across the country. So far, 2 people here in California have died from the virus.
CBS Local 2 Samantha Cortese is outside the urgent care in Palm Desert with some tips on how to avoid this illness. Samantha, you got it all down. You know what to do, right?
I sure do. And Jen, Tom, you might even have a couple of these on your desk. I know they're throughout the newsroom. These are antibacterial hand sprays, sanitizers, soaps. They won't help. This is called the norovirus. Keyword there being virus, meaning these antibacterials won't help. CDC, Center for Disease Control, estimates that 1 in every 15 Americans will catch this stomach bug by the end of the year. Take a listen. These are the symptoms and how you can stay healthy.
The symptoms come on pretty suddenly, so it's almost as if, oh, what did I eat that caused this? Because you have cramping and severe diarrhea and vomiting. What you want to do is you want to wash your hands with soap and water. Alcohol-based cleansers do not seem to be effective in passing this disease. Clean all surfaces, wash fruits and vegetables, and just hygiene, hygiene, hygiene.
Earlier this month in Northern California, 2 elderly people died from the virus after it spread rapidly through a nursing home. Doctors say in that case the victims had other serious illness, but people who have low immunity or may be battling another sickness need to be extra cautious, kids included. The norovirus should only last for 1 or 2 days, but doctors are saying stay home up to 3 days after those symptoms go away because this virus is so contagious. You don't want to get people sick at school or at work or around the office. Tom, Jen, like I said, these antibacterial sprays, we may be using them all the time, they're not going to work in this case.
Yeah, a good point, Sam. You know, just prior to coming on air, I looked online for a current death toll, if you will, across the country. Unable to pinpoint a number this morning, Sam, but the CDC says every year noroviruses kill about 800 Americans. So this is a pretty serious deal.
Right, and it's we may be comparing it to the flu or what we were dealing with earlier with getting flu vaccines. Like I said, that's not going to help, and really you can't prevent this. You just stay away from the people who already have it.
Yeah, good point. Okay, Sam Cortese for us live in Palm Desert. Thanks a lot, Sam.
Thanks.
And we are looking at a gorgeous day ahead for us. Sunny skies. Oh, how comfortable conditions as well. Light winds throughout most of the day. We will have a pickup, an increase in afternoon winds, especially north of the freeway and through the pass areas. But 74 mild degrees is what we expect for this afternoon. We'll talk more about what we can expect since we're getting over the hump and actually getting ready to kick off a new month. We'll talk about what's in store for our weekend on the way.
A disturbing discovery in Riverside. Police there say they found an arsenal of explosives guarded by booby traps inside a home. A bomb squad was called in yesterday after police say they discovered the explosives inside a box in the home. Officers first responded to the house yesterday after neighbors reported that a man was recklessly shooting a gun in the area. Police cordoned off streets and evacuated nearby homes while the bomb squad worked to clear the area. One neighbor says she's not that surprised.
It's not a shocker because the way he looked and the way that he gave the impression off to people is he had something going on.
Now, police arrested 46-year-old William Hunsiker on charges related to explosives and on suspicion of elder abuse. He's now behind bars on a bail set at $1 million. Fortunately, no one was hurt.
3 people are in the hospital, one in critical condition after an apparent drug lab explosion at a San Diego hotel. Police say a powerful blast rocked a second-floor room at the Heritage Inn. The explosion blew out several windows and 3 walls. It also started a fire. You can look at the aerial shots that we're showing here, showing smoke coming from the roof. Well, firefighters took about half an hour to get the flames under control. Investigators say the explosion may have been caused by a meth lab. All 3 victims were taken to the hospital for burns. No word on any criminal charges being filed.
A woman tumbled down the side of a cliff while trying to rescue her dog. It happened yesterday at a seaside park in San Francisco, and here you can see firefighters dealing with the dog, bringing the dog to safety. Officials say the dog's owner was trying to retrieve her pet when she fell about 50 feet. A helicopter took her to a nearby hospital, but there's no word on how she is doing. The dog was not hurt.
The man who had more than a dozen dogs removed from his home in Palm Springs last week is now sharing his story.
I was there 24 hours a day with these dogs, raising them, teaching them, training. Those are the finest dogs, healthiest, most smartest dogs in the whole world.
Richard Rittgard says he tried to turn in his 15 dogs to the Palm Springs Animal Shelter the week before the raid, but claims they turned him away. He says the raid was unnecessary and overdramatic as more than 60 people were there to take away his pets. The Animal Rescue Corps shot this video showing dirty living conditions inside the home. The rescue group says there was animal food and dog feces all over the floor.
Not hoarding. These people have hundreds of dogs, and the dogs are starving, flea bitten, and you know, all kinds of conditions and diseases. They don't even give them water.
Well, the director of the Palm Springs Animal Shelter says it turned away him and the dogs when Rutgerd called, claiming he needed to talk to animal control.
So apparently, according to him, at least tried to get some help early on and was turned down.
It sounds like that.
All right, it'll be interesting to see when all the details finally come to light. All right, it's time to put the spotlight on another fugitive on the run. Still ahead this morning, the wheel of justice spins once again.
Plus, Lindsay Lohan finds herself back in an LA courtroom. Find out what it's about this time. Well, another day in court for actress Lindsay Lohan. She appeared before a judge in Los Angeles yesterday for charges related to a car crash back in June. Lohan actually faced the same judge that had previously sentenced her to jail. Yesterday, the judge set a March court date, which Lohan will need to attend. Her lawyer had this to say about the troubled actress.
In my view, Lindsay Lohan is a great beauty with tremendous talent. And I believe that all she really needs in life is a little bit of luck.
Lohan has pleaded not guilty to lying to police, reckless driving, and obstructing officers. Well, it is time now for our weekly crime-fighting segment, The Wheel of Justice. Tom is joined by this week's spinner, Micah Moulton of Christopher's Clubhouse.
A very important fundraiser for Christopher's Clubhouse. We'll talk about that in just a moment. But first, Micah Moulton, let's give it a spin. All right, 8 fugitives wanted for a variety of alleged offenses. For this week, we land on Jose Godinez. Let's go ahead and give you the information on this guy and why he's wanted. He's wanted in Cathedral City for assault with intent to commit rape and false imprisonment. Police say it happened January 7, 2008. The victim told police she was assaulted and beaten. And then in April 2010, investigators say DNA evidence recovered by police was matched with the DNA profile of Godinez. He's Hispanic, 24 years old, 5 feet 5 inches tall, 150 pounds, black hair, and black eyes. If you have any information on his whereabouts, you're asked to contact Valley Crime Stoppers at the number on your screen. Let's try to get this guy behind bars, and it could be worth a cash reward for you if you make that all-important call. Micah, tell us about Christopher's Clubhouse and this all-important fundraiser coming up Saturday night.
Well, Christopher's Clubhouse is a safety education program for children and families. We teach kids and families everything there is to know about being safe in their lives. And so we want to do this to make sure that no other children end up like so many do and like my son did, who was abducted, murdered when he was 10. So we have our fundraiser on Saturday at the Rancho Las Palmas Resort and Spa in Rancho Mirage. There are show-only tickets available still, so you can go to our website and go to the event page, and if you want to purchase tickets for the show only, you can do that. And it's going to be a fantastic event to raise money so that we can keep our programs going to keep more children in the Valley safe.
Okay, I would like to talk a lot more about it, but we don't have the time. You're doing terrific work.
Thank you.
I love your passion for the topic and everything that you do to help keep our kids safe. Wish you all the best with the event.
Thank you.
Okay, Micah Moulton, Christopher's Clubhouse, thanks for joining us. That is this week's Wheel of Justice.
Wow, look at this. This is footage of a tornado that ripped through Georgia and some of the damage that it was left behind. Officials say high winds in the southeast have killed at least 2 people. Both were killed by trees that crashed into their homes. Now, yesterday's storms also left behind a huge mess for people to clean up today, as you can tell. My goodness. Now, believe it or not, there were only 7 reports of tornadic activity in the southeast yesterday. Obviously, the hardest hit in the northwest corner of Georgia and into Tennessee. But now what's in the wake is all of this moisture that is streaming up into the northeast, and behind it, these frigid cold temperatures. So they'll be bracing not for tornadic activity today, but more so for freezing activity. But wow, crazy weather we have this time of year is all because we're getting close to springtime, actually getting close to the groundhog time. Keep keep that in mind. That's over the next couple of days. Warming up today for us here in the Coachella Valley. Big time blue. I'm talking the sky. Look up today. We're going to see a lot of blue sky and very dry conditions. Watch out. People might be doing that static thing around you. 48 degrees currently in Palm Springs. It's 42 in Thermal. As far as the winds, very light right now. Palm Springs at 6 miles per hour. And when we get down to about 3-mile-per-hour winds, we can pretty much call it calm conditions in Thermal. Hour by hour throughout this day, not a bad day. Very mild start to the day. Not quite as chilly as it's been the last few. 62 degrees by 10 o'clock this morning. Even warmer, though, by 2 o'clock this afternoon. Warmer than yesterday's high of 69. We'll be climbing up beyond the normal. The normal around 70 degrees. We'll be at 73, and then by the end of the hour of the 2 o'clock hour, should hit our high of 74. Comfy skies at night with clear skies, all thanks to this area of high pressure that's enveloping the western half of the United States, but is keeping all of the storm activity at bay. We'll keep it away. However, the circulation around the system, pulling in that clockwise fashion, is going to tap into some of this moisture and pull it back towards us over the weekend. So we are going to see some high-level clouds, but they really shouldn't do too much to hinder our temperatures staying very comfortable over the weekend. 50s and clear and mild, that's what we can expect for tonight. And over the next 7 days, this is what you have to look forward to. 74 degrees for our afternoon high, again sometime between 2 and 3 o'clock this afternoon. Then for tomorrow, we'll take it up another notch, up to about 77 degrees. Unfortunately, oh, look at how far it dips over the weekend.
Oh, big dip.
Big dip when we tap into that moisture and pick up some clouds.
That's usually what you call me, Big Dip.
I like that name for you. That's a cute name, Big Dipper. Anyway, things should stay fairly mild over the weekend. We're going to just keep that flow going west to east, and that's always an indication that things are comfortable.
Pleasant.
So, yeah.
Not too shabby at all. All right, we want to celebrate your birthday or that of a loved one, but you need to tell us about it.
Indeed.
Remember to email pictures, names, ages if you want to include that information, the city where you or the celebrant live. Send it all to birthday@cbslocal2.com, and we'll help you celebrate.
And don't forget, on Fridays, we give away to one winner a delicious cake from the Mirage Inn. But you have to watch to win. That's on Friday, so we'll be drawing a name tomorrow.
All right, after weeks of wondering, we might soon know the long-term fate of the Twinkie.
Ooh, coming up, details on a potential deal that would save those savory sponge cakes.
Asian markets were mostly lower following some disappointing earnings reports. Hong Kong's Hang Seng lost 0.5%, while Tokyo's Nikkei bucked the trend. It added 0.25% to hit a 33-month high. Worries about the economy slowed down Wall Street after a month of gains. The Dow fell 44 points to close at 13,910, while the Nasdaq also dropped 11 points. The U.S. economy shrank unexpectedly during the fourth quarter of last year. It contracted by 0.1%, partly because of big cuts in defense spending and the economic impact of Superstorm Sandy. It is the first decline since the recession ended, but economists see this as a one-time dip. For all of 2012, the economy expanded at more than 2%. Boeing posted fourth quarter profits that beat Wall Street's estimates. The company's also saying it is standing by its batteries that it uses for its grounded fleet of Dreamliners and has reportedly already replaced more than 100 batteries. Boeing says it will speed up production of the 787. And good news for Twinkie lovers, the golden sponge cake is about to make a comeback. Hostess has reportedly picked 2 investment firms to buy its Twinkies and other snack cakes. The deal is worth more than $400 million. The announcement could come as soon as next week. That's your Money Watch. For more, stay with CBSMoneyWatch.com. In New York, I'm Ashley Morrison.
All right, let's take a look at today's desert deal of the day. If you want to get beautified or slimified, you'll like this. How about 3 lipo, laser, and 1 contour body wrap at the Synergy Wellness Clinic and Rejuvenation Spa in Palm Desert. Normally $597. Whoa, a big cut. How about $97 to get it today?
Get this deal. Go to desertrealdeals.com, buy the coupon, print it out, and take it with you. Your top headlines are just minutes away. But first, a look at what's coming up on CBS This Morning.
Ahead on CBS This Morning, we kick off our coverage from Super Bowl Park with several special guests, including quarterback Drew Brees. Plus, what works for weight loss? The doctor behind a new special report that debunks myths involving sex, diets, and breakfast. He'll be with us. We'll see you at 7 from New Orleans.
All right, time for a look at today's top headlines. Police say they found an arsenal of explosives guarded by booby traps inside a home in Riverside. A bomb squad was called in yesterday after police say they discovered the explosives inside a box. Officers removed the explosives and took a man into custody. Fortunately, no one was hurt.
Police in Alabama are still trying to negotiate the safe release of a 5-year-old boy taken hostage on Tuesday. Officers say a man took the boy off a school bus after shooting and killing the driver. 21 other students managed to get safely away. SWAT teams are now stationed outside a bunker where the gunman is holding the boy.
And Republican Chuck Hagel will face some tough questions on Capitol Hill today. The Senate Armed Services Committee is holding a hearing today on his nomination for Secretary of Defense. The former two-term senator from Nebraska will face critics in his own party who have challenged his past comments on Israel and his comments about Iran building nuclear weapons.
You know, when you think about doing anything outside, like playing golf, tennis, going for a walk, this is the kind of day that you want.
Perfect, huh?
It is.
Yeah.
Mid-70s. That's what we can expect for highs today. Light winds through the bulk of the day. May pick up some winds, however, through the pass area and on the north side of the freeway late in the day. But otherwise, it's really just
delightful.
It's just looking and feeling great.
That's terrific. We'll certainly look forward to enjoying that. That's it for now. We'll have more news coming up after this.